Travelers carry two stories, one they share out loud, and one that seethes quietly beneath the surface. And this year, both stories are coming home for dinner. Welcome to the seedy side of society. On this channel, we explore the parts of the world people pretend not to see. And in this episode, we'll expose the seedy side of Thanksgiving. The holidays are billed as a time for reflection and family, a season of togetherness, gratitude, and fond memories. Thanksgiving dinner is portrayed as the table where families strengthen their ties, a tradition that joins generations in love, peace, and nostalgia. But the truth is more layered. A 2024 international survey of American holiday habits revealed that around 16% of adults forego at least part of their usual holiday festivities, often choosing to take a vacation instead. Not because they don't care about family, but because of the emotional toll. Every Thanksgiving, the country doesn't just gather, it migrates. In 2024, nearly 80 million Americans traveled 50 miles or more in the weeks surrounding the holiday. That's almost a quarter of the nation. Now compound that with volatile weather, rolling delays, and the threat of getting stranded while unprepared. Frustration builds fast, and the facade of smiling faces can fade even faster. But the pressure doesn't fall on travelers alone. What of the workers who keep the country running? The Center for Disease Control notes that many retail and service employees enter the season working irregular schedules that run about 20% longer than the national weekly average, all while facing heavier crowds, less rest, and pressures from their own lives. In a national survey, 57% of full-time employees said the holidays are the most mentally draining time of the year. Airlines run tight turnarounds. Staffing gets stretched thin, and the pressure in the system bleeds out long before anyone reaches home. For travelers, the stress shows up differently. Some leave early to steady their nerves. Others arrive late to limit how long they have to perform. A long drive becomes a buffer, a place to rehearse what they'll say and what they'll avoid. In crowded terminals and long security lines, everyone becomes a stranger among strangers. There's something about anonymity in motion. It makes truth louder and lies easier. Everyone steps through the front door with their own version of the truth, carrying more than just luggage and optimism. They arrive with apprehension and sometimes unfinished business, family expectations, old comparisons, questions asked with smiles but edged with pressure. The ghosts of old relationships waiting just outside the childhood home. In 2018, a division of New York Magazine noted a rise in holiday season reconnection attempts, with people reaching out to former partners more often in the weeks surrounding Thanksgiving and Christmas. Old feelings, curiosity, or nostalgia can resurface at the same time families gather, complicating the emotional terrain long before dessert is served. And on the other side of the table, something else rises. Marital tension. Multiple legal and counseling analyses show a clear pattern. Requests for divorce information rise immediately after major holidays, including Thanksgiving. Couples often wait until the holiday season ends to make a decision they've already made in their hearts. It's not because Thanksgiving breaks people. It's because the holiday doesn't change difficult realities. Financial stress, parenting disagreements, infidelity scares, and the emotional distance that's easier to ignore when everyone is busy. For many, Thanksgiving is a reunion. For others, it's a pressure test. Thanksgiving looks free on the surface. A meal, a table, a moment of gratitude. But it sits in the midst of the season where the economics reign supreme. Americans spend over $553 billion, with about 300 billion of that going to travel and hotels alone during the season's festivities. And many families aren't spending because they want to. They're spending because they feel they should. A national survey shows that 56% of Americans feel pressure to overspend during the holidays. Thanksgiving fires the signal, and overnight, gratitude gives way to the most relentless consumer pressure of the year. New clothes bought at peak prices to look picture perfect for the dinner table. Travel costs that stretch a paycheck thin. Even the meal is being hired out of the kitchen. Nearly 57% of consumers now say they'll eat out or order in during the holiday season. And another 33% plan to skip home cooking entirely in favor of takeout or delivery. It's convenient, yes, but it also raises costs fast, especially when the unspoken goal isn't just feeding the family, but impressing friends, co-workers, and acquaintances with a picture-perfect holiday. Some families aren't keeping up with tradition. They're keeping up with each other. And when the dining is done, Black Friday deals await to turn value into debt. Underneath the warmth and nostalgia, everyone knows a quiet truth. Thanksgiving lasts but one day. The bill, a lot longer. Not everyone returns to the traditional family table anymore, because in America, the social reality around the holiday has changed. More adults now spend Thanksgiving with a different circle than the one they grew up with. Friends, co-workers, partners, neighbors, or chosen families that feel more stable than the places they came from. It's not a new idea. It's just the new reality, and the numbers confirm it. A civic science survey found that about 1 in 5 Americans now plans to celebrate Friendsgiving, a clear sign that Thanksgiving is no longer centered around one default gathering. Friendsgiving has become one of the clearest symbols of that shift. A holiday built on choice instead of obligation. A table without old comparisons or childhood roles. A version of Thanksgiving that feels lighter, more honest, and, for many people, more emotionally safe. But the reshaping of the holiday doesn't start on Thanksgiving Day. It starts the night before. Bars call it Blackout Wednesday. Police departments call it one of the busiest nights of the year. Former classmates gather. Old crushes reconnect. And nostalgia blends with alcohol in a way that feels warm in the moment and complicated the next morning. It's a ritual of return, not to family, but to a past version of themselves. One night to feel understood, distracted, or unburdened before stepping into a holiday that may demand something very different. Whether someone chooses Friendsgiving, a partner's home, a new city, or a bar full of old memories, it all points to the same truth. One fixed tradition has been replaced with a dynamic social reality. Thanksgiving is the year's most delicate performance, the place where smiles do the talking, but the real stories always seem to surface. For all the warmth and nostalgia, one question endures: how much of it is real? If something in this episode hits you, don't just scroll away. Like, subscribe, and tell us your take. We're new here, and you get to help build this from the ground up. We'll keep exploring the seedy side.